I think the youth peace movement is a very good movement.
Say a Southgate! Say a Manchester! South Central, say a...
I think it brings us together as not only a school system but as a community itself.
Say a Long Beach! Say a North Hills! Say a...
And I think that we can all learn something from each other with the whole, peace movement and getting to know other people that have gone through the same struggles we have.
This is our 8th annual Youth Peace Movement Conference.
Good morning. How's everyone doing?
Great, so good.
Well, we want to welcome everyone to the 2017 Annual Youth Peace Conference. We are SEA students from Southgate. The theme this year is Don't Give Up, Be Resilient. The guest speaker we will have this year is Norma Bastidsa, a resilient woman who didn't give up. We welcome all the SEA students from our 11 SEA schools. We are all one SEA family. We are brothers and sisters, so let's treat each other with friendship and respect. I hear that we all have a voice. Let's start by introducing the voice that got us here at this event, Sister Inez.
Thank you. When you touch the power inside of you, you are leaders. Some of us haven't touched that power yet. It's kind of asleep in there. But when it wakes up, you are powerful human beings. The theme today is Don't Give Up. Be resilient.
Sometimes young people are facing situations, they're in circumstances that are very difficult, and what makes it really difficult is that they don't feel equipped, they don't feel prepared to deal with them. We want to empower kids to walk down that path towards empathy, towards compassion, away from exploitation. What I want to do right now is called Empathy Experiment. Have you ever been bullied? Have you been lured or tricked by someone you trusted into doing something you would never do? Do you know someone who committed or attempted suicide? Are you close to someone who has been sexually violated or assaulted?
I needed to do this against human trafficking. People really don't understand that this is something that can end.
Cada paso de tu recorrido, que cada vuelta de rueda de tu bicicleta, que cada vuelta de brazos cuando nadarás sea una víctima que se vuelve sobreviviente.
Oh my God, DC, here we come.
What I took from Norma's movie is that, that whatever you put your mind to, you can do it, and that your dreams will always come true. Like, if you put your heart to it and your mind to it, nothing's ever impossible. Everything's possible for anyone.
No matter what you're feeling, no matter how down you are and how isolated it can get, you'll always make it through the day. There's days where sometimes I feel down, I feel like I'm too isolated. But a better day is going to come along.
If she can overcome something that big, then I can do that as well, over the littlest stuff. So I feel empowered. I feel like I can change as well. Because if she can go through her human trafficking story, then I can go through what I go through every day.
After experiencing her story and stuff, it makes me believe everything's possible. Don't give up.
It was encouraging, that she did all that. It meant she put it out there for other girls that were going through that, and she's letting it be known to, I guess, support others.
I'm really inspired with her. Like, I feel like she's not only changed many lives, but today, like, I feel like she's changed my life in a way.
That was a real strong woman. Like, it's not easy for everyone to talk about their problems in front of, like, a whole bunch of people. And to be honest, like, she should be running, like, in government because, like, people need to hear her story.
I thought it was really inspirational. Like, the whole time I was watching, I was like, dang, like, that's a lot of willpower. Like, willpower I probably don't have.
Watching the movie, it just gave me more strength, I guess. I know I can get through it now.
Very inspiring movie. It inspired me a lot to, like, keep motivating me, myself and I, in life and not giving up.
It really inspired me to, like, actually never give up and all.
She was going through some struggles with her crew and, like, multiple accidents, her feet, her arms, jellyfish stinging her, you know, but she didn't give up. She always kept going. That's very motivating to everybody.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Wally!
Norma, one of the students is asking you, what gave you the strength to continue when you felt like giving up?
You know,
Great question.
Great question. The strength to continue is before we set out for to break the record, I went to shelters in Mexico, Tijuana and Mexico City, and there was one outside Mexico City, and met with young victims. Some were, you know, in their teens, and a lot of them were children as well. I promised them that I was going to break the record on their behalf, and I asked for their blessings, and I said, you know, I want to represent you, and you know, I only will do it if you think that, you know, that I should tell your story. I wasn't going to break the promise, you know, like no matter what, you know, short of something that it was, you know, that, you know, say risking my life, anything else, pain or anything like that. That's just discomfort, you know. Knowing that so many promises have been broken. For that to happen, many promises have to be broken, either by caregivers, parents, police, people that are supposed to protect you. So I wasn't the one person. I was the one person that was going to keep my promise. It was very, very important because I wanted them to, from now on, expect for things to happen and for people to keep their promises.
Awesome.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the moment most of you have been waiting for, the student presentations. We're going to get started with that. So we're really, really excited to hear what each site has chosen as their global call to action.
Southgate Zaya, and this is our voice. Let us reflect for a moment on the questions that I will ask you today. How many examples of violence can you think of? Now think for a second about the number of examples that demonstrate peace. How is it that we can think of so many examples of violence, but when I ask you how many examples of peace can you think of, we always seem at loss for words?
North Hills School. Some of the students at SEA North Hills trained for 2017 marathon. Norma, you ran to spread hope. Runners of SEA put forth an amazing effort based on personal aspiration.
Manchester students, please come on up.
Body image discrimination is a very serious problem, especially in regard to females. It happens everywhere, on social media, at workplaces, school, and public places. Females on a daily basis see on Instagram that you have to be skinny or a certain body shape to be considered pretty or successful. We live in a society where looks are everything.
Race discrimination. In today's society, minorities are discriminated against for many reasons. In every country, there are minorities that are being discriminated against. There are laws that prevent some minority groups from achieving at a high level. Even in the education system, we don't learn about other minorities' history. It is important that we learn to be respectful to one another, because if we don't, then we won't be able to come together as a human race.
North Long Beach school site.
There's a civil war in Syria. Thousands, if not millions of people are dying. Hundreds of people died on overcrowded boats. Syrian people want freedom and democracy. Bashar al-Assad is in power and punishes anyone who opposes him.
This boy was killed for raising up his voice and putting graffiti on the wall for stopping the government.
As
part of our activities, we visited the Museum of Tolerance, wrote our local congressman, and wrote letters of hope to refugees.
Our next school, Girls and Boys Academy.
What is human trafficking in the first place? Well, human trafficking is the illegal movement of people typically for the purpose of sexual exploitation and commercial purposes. Like Norma Bastidsa, she was sexually exploited. These people are held against their own will and rights. They are forced to do things which they don't like. They are forced to go to places which, if they don't go, their family will be killed. We need to know what are the causes of human trafficking. We need to know what to do to prevent it. And as long as we have people like Norma Bastidsa speaking up, this world can finally make a difference. Let us be this generation where we can end so many issues.
What a privilege. You know what? The world record was worth it just to be here today. That was fantastic. I mean, how amazing. The courage, the potential. And you know what? You really have everything it takes right now to be the leaders in as you are. Every presentation was amazing from, listening to, I could come up with a lot of peace examples. So myself, even though I'm promoting peace, I still get caught on these, more the examples of violence against so every presentation really, tells me that there's still something that needs to work. The body image, wow, I'm an athlete. And after the world record, I have the same problems with Instagram. I still felt uncomfortable, and it is a shame. I train sometimes 7 to 12 hours a day, and I cannot meet the expectations of the media that it has for me. So I'm so glad that you're bringing the awareness of, the race and to call it, to have the courage to call on those uncomfortable conversations where you were saying about, statistically speaking, why men tend to rape more than women. This isn't a pointing fingers. It is, and you can disagree, and maybe it is wrong, but they have the courage to actually call it out. And I do believe that it is because culturally it's being promoted as a masculine, that's where it is to be a man more than promoted as a woman. That is, so it's something that's why I truly believe that sexual violence and human trafficking can end, because it does, once we educate ourselves, then this issue will be, and then music, wow, to be on stage and to sing for that, Princess, I am blown away, blown away. Like at your age, I was, I wasn't near as, courageous and eloquent and prepared as you are. So I want to congratulate you.
On behalf of the California State Senate, it's my pleasure to recognize your outstanding citizenship, dedication, and inspiration to the community. Thank you for showing others that it's possible to overcome all obstacles. Best wishes and continued success in your future endeavors. October 6th, Senator Pro Tem Kevin De Leon.
Thank you, wow.
When you look up the word resiliency, you know what I see in the dictionary? I see you guys. That's right, I see you. Don't ever forget it, right? The young people and the staff in this room, you are the epitome of resiliency. So Tupac said, long live the rose that grew from concrete when no one really cared. And with that, who best to talk about resiliency than your very own? I want to bring up our alums.
I'm a community intervention worker with Boyle Heights. I graduated CSO in class of 2013. And I'm looking forward to seeing all of you achieve something that you want.
Hello, my name is Rudy. I attended North Long Beach. I'm 22. I graduated in 2013. Now I work at the Central Support Office as a data specialist.
It's going to be really hard for you to get a job. You know, doors are going to be closed. So it's really important for you guys to achieve your goals. It's really important for you guys to make it out there You know, never give up, never surrender.
And I'm a community intervention worker as well. It doesn't matter if you come from there, that community, over the train tracks, down the street. Another human beings are other human beings. They all have the struggles that I'm going through, you're going through. And basically, that makes us no different. Now I service the community that I damaged for so many years. So now that I'm in a position where I get to give back, help my youth, everybody that basically needs a helping hand, where I could just, all right, well, you're taking those steps alone, well, now I'm here, let's take them together.
I'm a 2012 alumni from Long Beach. So there I was one day just thinking to myself, man, how selfish can I be to allow my family to be where they are right now? I didn't know whether they showered, whether they ate, you know? So best believe, I was at the lowliest state that I've ever been in my life. That was rock bottom for me. I felt selfish. And at that point in time, I'm glad Saya came into my life. They actually provided me with the tools that I needed to want to get out of the mentality that I had, to get out of the condition that I was in. Because I didn't want to live that life. I was tired of suffering. You know, I wanted to live a peaceful life. So from there on, pretty much, you know, I took advantage of the blessing that came my way, the doors that opened up, and here I am today, and let's keep it moving.
Before I met Saya, I was always running around. I wouldn't go home for days or days. Maybe that's why I ran around in a neighborhood full of the drug dealers, full of pain. A lot of my family here coming home. When I was that little kid on the block, I was a little homie. What am I now? I'm just somebody that wants to change. And I'm just somebody that wants to do good.
Wow.
That's right, Juan. Say it, homie. College to be a drug and alcohol counselor. I'm going for my A for psychology. And hopefully maybe one day to go on to doing bigger and better things.
That was the voice of youth. The voice of youth who don't give up, who are resilient. Now we know the definition. It isn't in a book, it's not in the dictionary, it's in your hearts. Resilience and don't give up. Thank you so much for all of you. Don't give up. Take that with you, resilience. Norma, we are grateful for your presence, for your life. And as the last alumni said, I didn't know how to live life. I was close to a cemetery. The majority of us don't really live a full life. And what I'm talking about in life is I'm talking about life filled with love, joy, and peace. And that belongs to you. So let's start cleaning up some of those thoughts that are covering the power that is inside of you. The power of life is inside of you. It's not outside, it's inside. And we can touch it, and we can live it. And thank you, applause to all of you for your hard work.
And thank you, sister, for all of your hard work each and every year.